if there are two PhD professors out there and I need to learn some basic math, and one is already teaching me, and he says, okay, maybe we need to have this other session a day after or whatever. I might be here myself and teach you, or I'll send this other professor who will cover you, teach you. Do you think those two things are different? Or love of a certain manifestation at each chapter becomes a hindrance towards God in itself.
Page 19. To them that are endowed with understanding, it is clear and manifest that when the fire of the love
And the fire of the love of Jesus
consumed the veils of Jewish limitations, and his authority was made apparent and
partially enforced.
He, the revealer of the unseen beauty, addressing one day his disciples, referred unto his passing and kindling in their hearts
The
the
fire
fire
of
of bereavement, and said unto them, I go away and come again unto you. And in another place he said, I go and another will come, who will tell you all that I have not told you, and will fulfill all that I have said. Both these
sayings have but one meaning.
were you to ponder upon the manifestations of the unity of
God.
with divine insight.
So Baha'u'llah would come upon soon for these words that mean many various things. Fire was always understood previously as a entity of hell, but in the Baha'i writing, fire is called by many different very productive names as well. And yes, it is fire of hell too, but the fire of the love of Jesus, the fire of bereavement, because now he's talking about his passing. So many different ways to understand why those words are used in the scripture. And once, as I keep on saying, once the whole of it is read in context, it starts emerging to you, actually. I often say that I have found practically that scripture itself is its own commentary. You very rarely need to run somewhere else to see what is talking to you, if you are willing to pay attention and do it cover to cover. Attentively study it and do it cover to cover. Scripture itself will teach you what it means in one place or the other. It's quite amazing. Both these sayings, so I'm coming and going to teach you, or someone else is coming to teach you, both these sayings are the same meanings. If there are two PhD professors out there and I need to learn some basic math, and one is already teaching me, and he says, okay, maybe we need to have this other session a day after or whatever. I might be here myself and teach you, or I'll send this other professor who will cover you, teach you. Do you think those two things are different? They both are the PhD professors, and they're both going to teach me the thing that I need to learn. And they both are absolutely fully capable of doing that. Would you like lament and say, no, I'm not going to sit with this other guy. You don't even know him yet. Unless you come yourself, I'm not going to even learn it. Would you say that? It's so irrational. But we do this to manifestations of God, right? So you understand why, like, okay, so I come back myself or somebody else comes to teach you the thing that God is sending you. I am a messenger that bringing the message. Either I'll bring you the message or somebody else will come and bring you the message. It's one and the same thing. What's important to me is the message, right? I hung two paintings in my classroom once. One says, it's important who says it. There's a tree, and it says, it's important who says it, what it is. And the other one says, it's important what is said that it is. Which one do you think should be followed?
Second one.
Yes. But we often stick with the first one. Our love of a certain manifestation at each chapter becomes a hindrance towards God in itself. Baha'u'llah elsewhere says this, and he says, because we have turned the station of the servant above the master. Whenever we do, at whichever level, you see that problem all the way down. Now somebody else is telling you something and their station becomes more important than the scripture itself. Like the little story I gave you, or because such and such scholar said that. Who cares whatever such and such scholar said that? If it's wrong, it's wrong. Come to the book, right? But I've given a scholar a much higher station and in my head, and therefore I'm not even willing to get back and say that what the book is actually saying. We have done the same thing with our unadvisable level of attachment to every name of every manifestation as well. Every community has done that. And therefore that distinction must be kept alive in our heads that Baha'u'llah is here because of God. Yes, we know of God only because of Baha'u'llah too, by the way. And by the manifestations of God. We wouldn't know anything without them. But they're here delivering his message. If I get attached to the page here, but rather than what the actual essence of thing is, I'm always going to be lost. Unity of God is in one message, one God, one community, one message, one book, one mother book. Because I can't handle his chapter, whole thing, he sends me little chapters. That's his mercy. Right? 20, I think it's the last one we'll read. And by the way, at each paragraph, if something strikes you or something didn't get caught or whatever, speak up.
By unity of God, does it mean unity of manifestations of God?
Yes, and his word. There's only one religion, one God, one humanity, one planet for this earth anyway. Right?
Thank you.
And he's been teaching us slowly to get to that level of unity.
Also, Ghazala, I do have a question for you. When it comes to knowledge, especially those who are grounded in knowledge, is there like a qualifier, like where that knowledge points towards not like just like a regular human knowledge, but
yes, it does.
Like a specific.
Baha'u'llah has a qualifier how to judge that. So there is three levels of those things that are inspiring to us, and we are asked to look into them and even follow them, right? So first of all is the scripture itself. Baha'u'llah doesn't ask us to follow just to, because somebody said that, delve in it blindly. Even his own word, he says, judge it, read it, judge it. Once it's established that this is the truth, then come and follow it wholeheartedly. If you don't understand something out of it, then who he assigned as authoritative interpreters, their interpretation is at the next level of that scripture and binding on me. Beyond that, he says, my scholars are the stars of my sky. But every Tom, Dick, and Harry these days, I mean, you write 2 pages and people will say they are scholars, right? So which scholars are which? How do we discern that? The judgment was very simple. Baha'u'llah has elsewhere said that they should be judged according to their knowledge and deeds, that they are actually speaking of the knowledge that is actually in the scripture, and then they're following it themselves first and foremost. If you find such a one who knows what the scripture says and actually follows it, then that's a true one. If you find such a one, he says, follow them, learn from them.
Got you.
So somebody sat there once who was considered a scholar and even some person of authority and all that, telling somebody that you should not, I think I spoke about this a little bit last time, and said on a table full of people, telling them to go and let go of all the education, all the money, don't run after this, that, or the other, go serve God, live in some village and do that simple life and do this. I didn't want to embarrass them too much, but as soon as they finished their spiel, I had asked them that they had recently moved in our area. Where do they live? And they said, wherever they live. And I said, oh my God, wow. I was like, I love that place. And it's the dream for me to be able to live there, but I cannot afford it. I think they got my point. And they try to kind of explain it away to say, oh, well, it was not this way and it was this or that or the other. And I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, I understand. It's like buying $1 million 2-room condo is equal to buying a $4 million house. If you're buying a condo at 2 million, and then you're at $1 million, and then you're spending a couple of $100,000 to renovate it, and you don't ever drive less than a BMW, or I didn't say all of these things to them, but it was obvious to what things were, right? So you see the judgment. Why would you be telling 5 other youth sitting on the table to say, forget about all the wealth and all the education and all the this and that, when you yourself are sitting there wearing an Armani suit?
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So if they had, for the sake of God, moved somewhere and they were living that simple life, I would be following that person and respectfully telling everybody else to go and listen to them.
Mm.
Right? I would not have such despicable memory of them.
Mm.
So these things are easy if we are awake. Right? Plus, Baha'u'llah himself declines asceticism. So you're already preaching something that is not quite there in the scripture to preach. Make sense? But even if you do want to do that because you think that is a good thing, then at least do it yourself first.
Yep.
So for me, I take this really seriously. If I ask my youth to get up 7 a.m. in the morning, they must and do this. I make it very sure that no matter what's going on, sometimes I'm really down with health stuff in the middle of these things. I will make sure that I get up at 6:30. That I'm standing there in line before them. Do it yourself first. Quran says if you don't do it yourself first, you don't have the right to tell anybody else even about a right thing. It's hypocrisy. So yeah, so the standard is very simple, right? Answered your question.